Today we're going to be looking at a logical fallacy that many of you are probably very familiar with, even if you don't know the name of it yet. Today we're going to be examining the straw man fallacy. You may also hear it referred to as the straw figure fallacy. So with the straw figure fallacy, it's when a person, instead of arguing against one of your positions or one of your stances with evidence, they instead make up a slightly different opinion that they attribute to you and instead debate that. Usually, the new opinion that they give to you is somewhat weaker than the opinion you actually have. And why they do that is it's much easier to debate that new opinion. So they might take what you believe, take it to an extreme, and then debate that extreme instead of what you actually believe.
The name comes from the practice of using human figures made of straw as practice dummies in military training. Obviously, it's easier and safer to practice certain combat techniques when your opponent is made of straw. The fallacy works like this. Alice offers an argument to Bob. She wants to convince him of something. Let's say that Alice's argument is really pretty strong, like this boxer. Bob isn't sure he can handle this argument. So instead of trying to refute Alice's actual argument, Bob decides to engage a different argument. He decides to engage this straw figure. What is the straw figure? It's a weaker, distorted version of Alice's original argument. Because it's weaker, Bob is easily able to refute the straw figure argument. The straw figure fallacy is complete when Bob does the dance of joy and claims that he has successfully refuted Alice's original argument. But of course, Bob hasn't refuted the original argument, he's only refuted a distorted misrepresentation of it. This is the straw figure or straw man fallacy.
So Wikipedia says that to attack a straw figure is to create an illusion that you've won an argument by replacing your opponent's argument with a superficially similar yet unequivalent proposition. And that is the straw man. It's the target dummy. You're making an opponent versus fighting an opponent. So you create a target and attack that instead of attacking an argument. By exaggerating or fabricating someone's argument, it's easy to make it seem like you're winning, but your dishonesty actually undermines the spirit of an honest debate. So if you ask people if they like sunny days, and they agree with you, and you exaggerate their claim to say that without rain and without clouds, we would all die because we'd be experiencing famine and death. So if you like sunny days, then you obviously hate people, because if we didn't get those other weather phenomenon, we would all die. So obviously a person liking sunny days isn't saying they hate humans, but you can create this illusion that you are winning a debate against them if you change their stance. This was done pretty famously by Clint Eastwood at the 2012 Republican National Convention, and we'll take a look at him debating an empty chair as if he is debating Barack Obama.
So I've got Mr. Obama sitting here, and I just was going to ask him a couple questions. So, Mr. President, how do you handle promises that you made? You don't have it. Okay. Well, I know even some of the people in your own party were very disappointed when you didn't close Gitmo. Oh, what do you mean, shut up? I know you were against the war in Iraq, and that's okay. But you thought the war in Afghanistan was okay. You mentioned something about having a target date for bringing everybody home, and you give that target date. And I think Mr. Romney asked the only sensible question, and he says, "Why are you giving the date out now? Why don't you just bring them home tomorrow morning?" What? What do you want me to tell Romney? I can't tell him to do that. Can't do that to himself. You're crazy.
And in that debate, you can see that he was creating opinions that Obama may not have had and refuting those instead of actually talking with him or looking at his evidence with logic. Here's another example that may be familiar to you because it involves cleaning out closets. So if Jill says we should clean out the closets, they are getting a bit messy. Bill says, why? We just went through those closets last year. Do we have to clean them out every day? So Bill is already exaggerating an opinion of Jill's. Jill just says we should clean out closets because her evidence is they're messy. Bill changes her stance a little bit and makes it seem like Jill's unreasonable, that Jill is actually advocating to cleaning closets every single day, and then Bill seems like he's winning that argument. Jill returns with her own use of the straw figure fallacy. I never said anything about cleaning them every day. You just want to keep all your junk forever, and that's ridiculous. So Bill never said that, but it's easier for Jill if she responds to his argument by changing it and making it seem like he is unreasonable as well. So you can see how tempting it is, especially when emotions enter into an argument. That's how logical fallacies can be used, and that's how the straw man fallacy is used in this situation. Instead of debating a person's argument, you change their argument in order to seem like you're winning. Thanks for watching.